Run, little fella, run for your life.
Won't be much longer, boy. We'll find us a blacksmith in town, you'll be as good as new.
Shooting at somebody or somebody shooting at you?
I just killed a rattler.
Why?
He's about to eat himself a baby rattler.
So? Snake don't get him, something else will.
Maybe, but I reckon it's nice for a feller to live as long as he can, even if he's a rabbit.
What about the snake?
Well, snakes is a different thing.
Is they?
Anything happening in Silver City?
Usual.
Usual don't mean much to me. I ain't never been there. So is anything happening?
You just asked that, Sonny.
So he asked it again. A new gal's coming into town on a late stage. Gonna work at Mamie's. They stuck the picture she sent up over the bar. She looks like a picture. She's something special. Every man in town's turned out to meet her. Thing is, Mamie thinks this new gal don't know what kind of job she signed up for. She don't know it's gonna be a joke on her. Son, Mamie's ain't no flower shop. You know somebody in Silver?
Nope.
And if I was you, I'd untie them guns. Folks around there kind of Eastern. They don't kowtow to strangers walking around with a steel strapped tight. Well, I ain't no stranger around these parts. Neither is thunder and lightning. These folks been known to make exceptions. Like I say, if I was you, I'd untie 'em. Silver ain't no place for a kid.
You just come from there.
I just come through there, and I ain't no kid.
He ain't no kid. That's the best one I heard since Hangtown. He ain't no kid.
You got a spell to tack a shoe on my animal? I got the shoe.
Sorry, boy, I'm just fixing to join the fun.
Can you find time for $1?
$1? You're in Silver City, boy. Just $1 might buy you a nail. I was only kidding, son. How's if I shoe all fours for $2.50?
Just bother with the one for 75 cents and use the same shoe. Mind you, take care of my Winchester.
I seen one of them things before, Sonny.
New boy, is that?
Hell, Ed, I seen him.
Evening, sir.
Hold your horses, customer. I'm about to have breakfast.
Well, son, put your boot in the rail. That's what it's for.
Passing through here, stranger?
Maybe. Then again, I might take a hankering to your town.
You do that, son, you best untie them pistols you're toting.
Nobody said nothing to you out there in the street?
Ain't nobody out there fit to say nothing.
Well, Mr. Ed's right, boy. We got strict laws here in Silver. We don't mind a little hoorah now and then, and well, this here house keeps stock with what the fellas want. The whiskey and all, but serious gun-toting's another thing. I guess we all seen too much shooting out long back. So much so we run plumb out of sheriffs, temporarily.
I hear tell you folks make exceptions now and then.
You got good ears, boy.
Ran into a young fella just at sunset up on the hill, and not sure what he told me.
Is here a young fella riding alone?
Nope, he had a couple of fellas tagging with him.
This here your friend from on the hill?
A spitting image. Well, I'll be danged.
Yeah, we make exceptions to Billy Pimple. He ain't quite Billy the Kid, but he's sure working on it. And he's jealous of him, too, which makes it worse. Billy Pimple's got a disposition like a rattlesnake in the sun. This here wanted sign was hung up, pretty you please, on that wall over there. It had to be, it's the law. I always nail Billy's pictures as far as I can tack them from the bar, but makes no difference where I stick them. He still gets sore. Him and them two sidewinders of his come in here about 5 o'clock, had one whiskey. Then Billy spots the picture through the mirror, just starts shooting. Cleared the place out before I had time to duck behind the bar.
Then he runs out into the street, invites the whole town in here to have a drink.
Invites the whole town in for a drink at the end of a gun.
On the house.
That's what started that whole mess out there. Our folks was going to be real gentlemen to meet the new girl until...
Billy comes to town.
Time he left, they was all so drunk they could hardly follow him out in the street to wave goodbye.
To wave goodbye? Do they like him?
Hell no, they don't like him. But they don't dislike him, if you get what I mean.
So, Junior, if you can't shoot like Billy, we can't...
Now, Seth, don't you go starting something.
How about them rail guns?
Now, come on, fellas.
Hey, what's going on down here? I thought for a minute it was Billy Pimple.
I didn't mean to disturb you.
Buster, we've been all through that before. We thought there was some more free drink.
This here boy is better and faster than Billy.
Well, he sure keeps his bullets to himself.
You can wear them tie down just as is, mister. We ain't going to try to stop you.
Shoot, boy.
Shoot, boy. Son, shoot.
Golly, Joey.
Come on, get up there. Come on, move out of the way there. Clear away there. Look out for the stage. Get out of the way there. Whoo there, whoo.
All right, easy, boys. Let the little lady out.
Come on out there, honey. Don't be afraid.
Come on, fellas, she's just a kid.
She won't be no kid after tonight.
After have some laws in this town.
Ain't no laws when the whole town's drunk.
My, what a pretty woman.
Come on, boys, let's give him a hand out of there. Let's help him out of there. He looks a little weak to me. Let's help him out.
Hold it! You drunken sots. Don't you touch one hair of that little gal's head. She's mine. Do you understand that? Mine. I'm a-coming out to get you, Nellie. Don't you fret. You don't have to work until tomorrow.
Where you heading, boy? I'm gonna ride them men away from that coach. They're gonna hurt that girl.
Evening, Floyd. I see you brought your brother. Although you're drunk.
No, your saddle's loose.
You boys is acting like rabbits. Relax. There's gonna be enough for everybody. Evening, Carson. You ought to have a full house for sure next Sunday. Grab her!
Look here, girl. I'm picking you up. Ah! Help me, girl! Good boy! Go, son! Oh.
Keep on riding, Jacker! Away! Will one of you bums do something? What the hell are you laughing at?
Yeah, I was just hoping they might fall off.
Get it!
What a night! What a wheel! What a night!
How do your legs feel now?
I don't know. Oh, that's the first time I've ever been on a horse.
Yeah, well, you weren't on one much.
Yeah. Do you know where we are?
Nope, I just know where we ain't. That was getting downright unhealthy.
You think they'll come after us?
There ain't nobody in Silver tonight fit to set a horse. Now look, didn't you figure when that Mamie person wrote for a picture something wasn't just right? I mean, you don't have to look like you to wait on tables.
I guess I just wanted so hard for everything to be right, I didn't think. I've had so much trouble finding a decent job any place.
Well, for gosh sakes, why?
Well, a decent job doesn't always mean that the men folks will stay decent.
Yeah, well, whatever that means.
How old are you?
Somewhere close to 20, Pa told me.
I am 20. Do you know where we're headed?
I don't rightly know.
Well, don't you live just back there?
Not just back there, way back there. I seen Silver City for the first time only a little while before you did.
Why did you take this chance?
There was two good reasons. First, you was in a heap of trouble.
We're still in trouble. We don't even know where we're going.
That's right. But there's somewhere, sure ahead. Stagecoach comes down this road. Had to come from someplace. So we'll just keep on.
And the other reason?
The other reason was, I guess you're the prettiest girl I ever seen. I didn't want none of them fellas touching you.
Buenos dias, Your Honor. The sun's up.
Come here, boy. Take care of that. Oh. You nail that, boy? Take care of that just now.
Yes, sir. But you told me last night to remind you. First thing, that today's a big day. You know, the horse thief.
Horse thief? Today's Wednesday. I plumb near forgot about it. Boy, fetch me my good coat. No, I said the good one.
A new couple checked into town early this morning.
How new?
Brand new. They ain't much older than me. I seen them.
They sign up as Mr. and Mrs. Well, did they? I'm going to give you a nickel, because you ain't worth a dime when you only give me half facts. You fetch me cauliflower and Rankin right now. On me. Boy! Oh, you hurry with that jug.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Wednesday, oh, me.
Cauliflower, Rankin! Cauliflower, Rankin! The judge wants to see you both right away. And it's over!
Throw him out. All right, girlie, get dressed.
I am dressed.
That ain't neither here nor there. You're both going with us.
For what? We got a little law here in Vinegaroon called indecent conduct, and you two just broke it.
Here together in this nice hotel.
Why, you ain't even registered as man and wife.
This honorable court is just about to be in session. Any of you boys want another snort before I begin to work? Get it now! Bring Sonny out here. All right, shut up and sit down. Well, good morning, Sonny.
Good morning, Judge.
You mind just stepping around here, please, Sonny? Sonny boy, you was brought in here for borrowing another fellow's horse without him knowing it. Now it's my duty as the law of this fair city to pass judgment and speak my verdict. Sonny, time will pass, the seasons will come and go. Summer with its shimmering heat waves and the baked horizon, and fall with a yellow harvest moon and the hills all turning golden under the sinking sun. And then winter with a biting, whining wind and the land all mantled over white with snow. And then spring again. Spring with the green grass blowing gently in the breeze and heaps of sweet wildflowers on top of every hill. But you won't be here to see none of it. Because the order of this court right now that you'll be took out of here up on that hill and be hanged by the neck till you're dead. Now get him out of here. Got just 1 minute before I start the next case.
Roy, you know that stranger we found dead from natural causes in the hotel yesterday? Well, I spent $10 building his box.
Well, that's your job, Milton, ain't it?
My job is to stick him on the ground, but I shouldn't have to pay for it.
Milton, you told me all that last night, but the main fact is I was so drunk I forgot to ask you what you found on that poor fella. I mean, now look, Milton, won't he carry you nothing?
Well,
Nothing much.
Like?
Well, like, 37 bucks and I gun.
37? Why, Milton, that's withholding evidence.
Well, I was going to tell you about it.
You was going to have to. Oh, hell, it don't make no difference, Milton. But the law is the law, so let's just find that corpse, say, $37 for carrying a gun without a permit. And, Milton, you can turn the money over to the city treasury right now. You can buy that gun from the city for $2 later.
Later?
Later, Milton. And don't you be fretting about the money you spend in that box, because we're going to play some poker later on, and you get a chance to win it back. All right, come on now, sit down. All of you sit down and be quiet. We're going to have some order in this here courtroom. And I said quiet. Now bring in the next offender. Now what the devil did you two kids do to get in all this trouble?
Well, these was the two in the hotel.
Well, was you or wasn't you?
Yes, sir.
You got a legal certificate of marriage?
We just met last night.
Fast work, huh, son?
When these two come at me, I was outside the room.
Was he or wasn't he? Speak up, boys. Come on,
This
speak
boy
up.
first seen us, he was inside that room.
Answer me, boy. Are you two married?
No, sir.
Now, where's my box, sir?
Right in there, Your Honor.
Step forward, girl. Pick out the ring you want. It's your wedding. Come on, girl. Hurry up. Don't act like a woman. My time is valuable. Now, do you two take... what's your name?
Nellie Winters.
Well, do you castily take each other as lawful wedded spouses to honor and respect from this time forward in sickness and health till death do your part? Well, do you?
Well,
I now pronounce you man and wife. Stick the ring in a finger, boy, and kiss her. May God have mercy on your souls. Oh, yeah, I got a surprise for you. You two young folks are going to be the guests of our fine hotel. It ain't going to cost you a cent. And boys, tomorrow I'm going to stick a new sign up in the hotel that says, spend your honeymoon in Vinegaroon. Yes, sir, boy, your room's going to be on the house. But this here wedding I just performed is going to set you back $5. And, girl, you can give me back that ring. You'll find a better one somewhere later on, I'm sure. Now then, let's give a big hand for the newlyweds, huh? You boys, you got exactly 1 short minute to wet your whistles before we go on to the next case.
We must have walked both our legs off.
It didn't seem long.
It's been hours, and we ain't said a word. Neither of us.
Well, where should we begin?
I guess I don't have to pick petals no more. Looks like I'm already spoke for.
Are you sorry?
I ain't nothing, except maybe I'm mostly glad you're like you are. A thing like this could be downright awful. I meant that nice. I mean, it ain't bad at all with you.
Well, I guess we're really married.
Well, I ain't never seen nothing more legal.
Cass!
Heck, that's just a hunk of wood. Folks die every place in the world. And anyway, up here's the only cool breeze around town.
Do men always think like that? I mean, straight out with no feeling.
The only man I ever knowed well was Pa. I hope I thinks like he does. Ma died a while back.
So did mine. And then my dad.
I guess being a girl and having your ma die would be just like it would be with me if something was to happen to Pa. I'm gonna take you home to my Pa. He needs you while I'm gone.
Gone?
I got things to do. This ain't the time to explain them. Nellie, we're in real trouble. They got all my money but $2. They got my saddle and my guns, and we ain't going no place without my horse. That hotel ain't safe for you tonight. Can't tell what them drunks is liable to pull.
Hey, you two! Trot on up here and we'll visit for a spell. That's right. Come a-running. I was a little out of sorts this morning, and I reckon maybe I just a little bit crabby, you know? Progress. Dang it. Man tries to stay ahead of progress so he can make an honest living, and progress can't never catch up to him. I ride up here every morning and see if them railroad fellas stuck that track down any closer. They said they'd be coming right by here. More than a month ago when I stuck up my town. Hell's fire. I can't even see the smoke from their train, which they probably ain't even got. Getting so you just can't trust nobody nowadays. Now, don't go fretting yourself about Sonny. That's the second horse he borrowed without asking. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You know, kids now, they figure they got the right to do anything they want just 'cause they're young. Hell, just being young don't give you that right. A wild bunch out in California hanged me once when I was young. My gal, Chalita, whose fault the whole mess was all about, she cut me down after her folks thought I was a goner. Should have stayed hung. I wasn't much good when I was young. Girl, come over here. Come on, girl, come on over here. So, your name is Nellie, huh? I got me a sweetheart with a name pretty close there. Boy, you ever hear tell of Miss Lily Langtree?
My pa has, Your Honor. He's seen her.
Where? New York, Chicago, San Francisco?
Not sure where, Judge.
Well, I'll be damned. Only other fella I ever met who knowed her just happened to see her passing by in a train once. Say, I reckon your pa thinks like I do, that Miss Lily Langtree is the greatest actress in the whole world, huh?
And the prettiest.
Yeah, well, your pa's a smart fella. Of course, most everyone thinks that. Any of your family ever seen a girl? Girl! No, you two being married, I figured maybe somebody in your family had seen her, too.
No, they haven't seen her, but they read a lot.
Well, hell, I should think so. I'm gonna build me a town someday, and I'm gonna name it after her. Langtree, Texas, it's gonna be known as. That little old tent town ain't good enough for a man of my education. I'm gonna build me a real city with a real courthouse where I can practice law, and I'm gonna name it after her. Langtree, Texas. Come on, Bill. Oh, like I said, you kids ain't got nothing to worry about. You can just be our guest for the night and be happy. Ain't gonna cost you a cent. Oh, and boy, by the time you walk down this hill, you'll find your saddle and your guns in your room. I sure want to thank you for telling me about your pa. It means a heap to me. You know, I've been in love with Miss Lily Langtree for, forever, I guess. But I ain't never seen her.
It's just a little boy. An old, old little boy.
Yeah? Well, he sure didn't let that Sonny feller get any older. And he didn't give me back my $5 neither.
door. Good on you. The boss is giving a fiesta tonight for a couple of newly marrieds. Reckon you'll be there.
There ain't no way out. You got yourself quite some boss.
The best around.
Look, Nellie, I don't know nothing about being married.
Well, why don't we start by just opening the door?
Yeah, well...
Spend your honeymoon in vinegaroon. You better close that door before everybody in town's looking in here. Help me, please. Help me.
So far, he's never lost. Look, a closed fist like this means rocks, hands flat out means paper, and 2 fingers straight out means scissors.
Ready? 1, 2, 3!
Now watch. It's simple. Pa and I used to play this game. Of course, we never played it that way before. We used to do like this.
Ow!
Now look, here's the rules. Rocks break scissors, scissors cut paper, paper wraps rocks. One of them fellas always loses, unless it's a tie. Then they just go at it again until one of them loses.
And it's always the one they call cauliflower?
He always loses. I reckon Rankin's got the Indian sign on him. Ready? 1, 2, 3! My people have good, clean, rough fun. I give these here shindigs every time I get a chance.
And cauliflower always loses?
Oh, hell no. He won once, about 4 months ago. Nearly killed Rankin. Damn, he had to drown him to bring him to. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start this evening's dancing, I want to dedicate a drop of this fine whiskey to the prettiest girl in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, here's to Miss Lily Langtree. Start the music.
I'd be scared not to.
Team partners! You better dance a turn or two with Lily, and then you can trade her in for some other fellow's gal. No, like no joke. The judge thinks Lily keeps the fiesta going. And I'll tell you something else. Lily Langtree sat on this very chair. The judge bought it from some show fellow in Chicago.
My head aches.
You're lucky. I ache all over. I must have got stuck dancing with that darn chair more than 100 times.
You two did look pretty together.
We look just as pretty as you did, swinging around all night with his honor.
He's not all bad. I think he's only mean when he's drunk or has a hangover.
Well, that just gives him 24 hours a day to be mean.
He didn't have to give me this horse.
That there wedding present you're riding belonged to Sonny.
What?
Peppy told me.
Why didn't they give him back to the owner?
Nobody knows who the owner is. That kid just came into town riding that horse. So they figured he stole it.
And Judge Bean hung him for that?
His honor's your friend.
Cass, when you leave me with your dad, where are you going? I think I have a right to know. I mean, we're not just a mistake anymore. Or are we?
No, Nellie, that's sure not the way I think. Well, I guess my paw's the fastest draw and the deadest shot in the whole world. Well, the reason I could tell you is on account of he teach me everything I know. And, Nellie, that's all I know. Guns, I mean. Nothing wrong. I mean, I ain't going against the law. There's posters out on a bunch of fellas like Jesse and Frank James and Billy the Kid and even that other Billy. Them posters, they offer lots of money. Well, I'm fast enough and good enough to bring them fellas in, dead or alive.
You're going out after Jesse James?
Heck no, sure not. Jesse, he rides with a whole bunch. But sure enough, that Billy Pimple, I met up with him just before I seen you. He ain't nothing, Nellie. Why, when Pa told me about them fellas, I figured them to be strong and handsome and 10 foot tall. But gosh, that Billy's just a little squirt.
That Billy's just as big as his guns. Cass, if your dad was such a great hand with a gun, why didn't he turn bounty hunter?
I'd bet you'd ask that.
Well?
Nellie, you're just gonna have to get to know my Pa before I can explain him and how he is.
Well, why don't you try? After all, I am going home to live with him.
Look, for instance, a few years back, a fella stopped by our farm. Said he wanted a drink of whiskey. We didn't have none in the house then, and Pa told him so. Well, he got mad and stepped off his horse and challenged Pa. Ma and me just stood in the doorway and didn't say nothing while Pa went in the house and strapped on his guns.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he come out, him and this fella faced off. Then a funny thing happened. All of a sudden, Pa sticks his hands up in the air and tells the stranger to draw on him. Well, he did. Pa just turned his back and reaches down and flipped his own 2 guns in the dirt and walked away. This fella called my Pa a lot of bad names, but Pa just stood there. After some more name calling, this fella just got back upon his horse and rode away. Turned out this fella was Wes Hardin. Pa knowed it all along. Later on, he told me he didn't draw on him on account of Ma. But I always figured he plumb didn't want to kill nobody, even a top gunman like Wes Hardin. My Pa's too good a man, Nellie. Too kind. Well, that's his problem. Now, I guess that answers your question.
Yes, Cass.
We'll find us a good spot later on, and I'll prove to you how good I can shoot. You'll be surprised.
I didn't think anybody could shoot like that.
My Pa says there ain't many who can. He's the onlyest one I ever seen. But heck, all them fellas I told you about can shoot maybe as good as or better than me. There ain't no way of telling yet. I always figured it's mostly a matter of luck, but Ma used to say it was only God's will who lives or dies in this world. But it's a chance I gotta take, like I told you. Guns is all I know.
But now we're married.
I didn't ask for that.
Neither did I.
Well, what do I do now, huh? Throw these guns away and pick up Paul's plow just because all of a sudden I got myself a wife?
I don't care what you do.
You just go ahead and let those poster fellas blow your fat head off if that's what you want, and they will, any one of them.
Well, where do you think you're going, Mrs. Bunning?
It's my horse, and I'm going to ride him as far away as I can from the greatest gunfighter in the West.
Nellie.
Nellie? I'm surprised you remember my name. I thought I was Mrs. Bunning.
Look, I don't know what to say.
Well, why don't you say, just once, that you love me?
I'd choke.
Well, I love you.
So do I. That ain't easy to say.
There, you see? You just said it.
I sure like happy endings. Now, you please throw those 2 colts out on the ground in front of you. Toss that gun belt out a little bit further. Now drop your pants. Well, that pretty little lady there's your girlfriend, isn't she?
She's my wife.
Then that's all the more reason you ought to do what I ask. You sure now wouldn't want her to be your widow, would you?
Do like he says.
You're real handy with those guns. You've got a fine rhythm. We heard you when you first started shooting, so we rode down to watch. Where'd you learn to shoot like that?
My pa taught me.
Your pa a lawman?
My pa's a farmer.
That's quite a waste. Excuse me, ma'am. I was so impressed with your husband here that I almost forgot my manners. Good morning.
Good morning.
Son, what are you going to do with all that ability?
I was just showing Nellie how I could shoot. I'm going to go home and be a farmer with my pa.
If that was the truth, it'd be another waste, but you're not a very good liar. Let's see your hands, son. Look at how your palms are sweating. Now look at mine. You see, there's a difference. And that difference, boy, just might mean your life. You could be the best shot in the world, but you can't handle guns with your hands all wet with sweat. Nerves, nothing else. Time, the greenness wears off, but right now, you're not worth very much.
Look, mister, if you're trying to frighten us, you're not doing a very good job. Now, we don't have any money, and you don't need our horses, so what do you want?
Why, Jigger's young lady, you're something. Now, if you could shoot like your husband, I'd invite you to join up with us right now. You make Belle Star look like a nun. A couple of other things, youngster. Don't ever leave your rifle on your horse. And the next time you feel like practicing, pick yourself a spot up on a hill so you can have a chance to look around. Down here in a gully like this, you and that pretty little wife of yours are like sitting ducks for anyone that happens by. Where are you headed?
I'm going to my pa's farm, on past Silver City.
Well, you're too right around Silver. We just came through there, and I got a feeling trouble's brewing. Now, the reason I've spent this time talking to you is I think you're going to be about as happy being a farmer as I would have been. So when you change your mind, you look me up. I could use a bright boy like you with your talents.
I can't look you up, sir. I don't know who you are.
Well, I guess that's the way we all get when there's been a little talk about us. We just automatically think everybody knows who we are. That's my brother Frank over there.
Hello, folks.
My cousin Bobby Ford.
Howdy.
And my name's Jesse. Now, we'll leave the animals over their ways. No telling just how good you could shoot that rifle if you took a notion. You understand, a man in my position can't take chances, even with kids. Now, like I said, you two ride around Silver. And boy, when you get tired being a farmer, look me up.
Jesse James. Well, that even beats vinegar room. That fine wedding gift your friend gave you might just not make it all the way to the ranch.
Don't move nothing.
Look at that comb. The only safe way to pry you loose. This here's choya. Jumping cactus. Don't really jump, but it sure moves around. Barbs get stuck underneath a horse, it won't take long for it to roll over his whole belly. The more he bucks, the more it rolls. Won't shake loose. Paul lost one of his best horses with this darn stuff. Bucked himself clean off a ranch, half across the river, drowned. Of course, he was worse than you. He was stupid enough to back himself down on a whole bush.
Ouch, that hurts.
You think it sticks? You ought to smell how it stinks when it burns. Pa and I got the bright idea one year to burn all the choya off the ranch. Ma just up and moved to Silver, stayed one full week. Then she didn't speak to neither one of us for another full week once she got back. It was awful. Smell that stuff burning, I mean. Come on. Build us a fire and heat some water and get that leg of yours washed clean. We can have some coffee. Jesse James. Well, Jesse and Frank rode with Quantrell during the war. Pa says Quantrell was the bloodiest man in history. He knows them things. Anyhow, Jesse was only 16 then, but he must have learned a lot. Pa says he still busts a town like a Quantrell raid. 7 or 8 of his bunch ride down Main Street and start hurrahing with their guns and horses, acting like they was drunk. Then while all the folks are scurrying for cover, a couple of them open up the bank. It sure works. One day, the James boys busted open 3 towns in the same afternoon. Great thing was that towns were more than 1,000 miles apart.
Cash, you know that's impossible.
Nope, it ain't. I didn't say Jesse and Frank was in all them towns. They wasn't. They wasn't any more than they're going to be in Silver, if that's their idea. But their boys might be. Sometimes nowadays, they just tell the boys where everything is and what to do about it. They got a real plan. Well, there must be $10,000 in that bank in Silver.
Then we better do like he said and go around Silver City.
Nope, Nellie. We're gonna ride close. Somewhere. All my life, I've been listening and never doing. I sure ain't about to get myself mixed up in a mess if there is one. But by golly, if there is one, I'm sure gonna see it.
Yes.
Well, would you feel better just coming out and arguing?
About what?
Oh, come on. You know about what? Gosh, Nellie, I can't change things, but I've been thinking about it for years, overnight.
I wouldn't ask you to.
But you don't like it.
I don't like it at all. I think it's stupid and it's dangerous.
Ain't we supposed to fight? Ain't all married supposed to fight?
The only married people I knew well were Mom and Dad. They fought now and then, but they loved each other and they were happy.
Good afternoon. Don't reach for anything, boy. Our guns are on your wife. You ride on up to me, little lady. Now, son, you just ease up. We've heard about both of you. Your pretty little wife's not going to get hurt unless you decide to cause us trouble. We're just going to borrow her for a little while. It was best for you to just sit there quiet in the center of this wash. Count to 1 million. Yes, ma'am, we're brave and we're smart. And I'll tell you something else, we're rich.
And I'll tell you something else. You're bandits!
Yes, ma'am, the best. Now, you just stop your sputtering and do like I tell you. When I tell you. Like we're a little bit drunk. We're gonna sing and laugh and have a good time. So you just sing along with us and have a good time, you hear? Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton, 'cause my feet stink and yours are rotten. Look away! Look away! Get away, Dixieland. Oh, sing along, honey child. Oh, way up north they got strange habits. They breed soldiers just like us. Get away! Oh, get away! Get away, Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie.
$5,000 reward Jesse James, dead or alive. $15,000 reward Frank James. $1,000 reward to any known member of the James Band, dead or alive. Signed, St. Louis Midland Railroad. So you see what it says here, any known member. And these two fellas in their coffins are sure known members. In the morning, Silver City is going to advance this fine, brave young man his part of the reward. $1,000. In a minute, our good friend George is going to present him with a Silver City certified check. And Silver City is going to collect our part of the reward, another $1,000, as soon as the people from the railroad come in and identify those two bandits for themselves.
I've been trying to tell you all night that it's important.
It can wait. George.
I hope it can wait.
All right, George, make your presentation.
Thank you. Young man, as president of the Silver City Bank, it gives me great pleasure.
Hero! There's an acquaintance of yours outside in the street waiting for you.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Billy Pipple come in this morning, heard about your poster shooting, and damn near exploded.
Well, are you going to go out and see Billy, Hero? Or is he going to have to come in here with all these nice folk who he ain't mad at?
Billy, there just ain't nothing else I can do.
I hear you're mighty handy with them guns of yours. Is that a fact?
Well, I reckon a fact's a fact.
Now, that's a downright shame. Because folks around here sort of look on me as the number one in that line. And I don't cater to competition.
Well, you were the gent that called me out here.
Well, boy, I guess now it's any time you're ready.
Cat! You do just like your dad did once. Throw those guns down, turn around and walk away, or I'll shoot Billy in the back.
Who's your girlfriend?
That's my wife. And I reckon she means it.
Ben, where are you?
Up here in the balcony, Billy. That girl pull a hammer down on you, I'll blow her husband's head clear across the street.
Ben, that girl pull a hammer down on me. It don't make no difference what you do with her husband's head.
I'll come in from behind her, Billy.
Listen, Mr. Billy. You tell that friend over there to start whistling and to keep whistling, or I'll...
Orville, it might have been better if you had just did it. So whistle. Girl, you'd shoot me in the back?
In a second.
Then, boy, I figure it's best you do like the little lady tells you. I'm too young to die.
Nellie! You might as well just drop that rifle. I ain't quitting.
Want me to blast him, Billy?
Ben, you just sit up there and shut up. That crazy girl couldn't miss me if I was in a hole. Well, this here is what you could rightly call a Mexican standoff. Looks like one of us is going to get it in the back, maybe both of us. You got any bright ideas?
Well, it's like you said, Billy. It's your party.
Some party. Keep whistling, Orville!
Come on with me now. Come on, honey. Come on. There's nothing you can do. You know, honey, this time it came up unlucky, but maybe he's gonna take you in the house and get you a nice drink. Did you get a bottle? Watch your steps now. That's it. Now we're gonna take you upstairs. You stay with Mamie, and Mamie's gonna see that everything's all right. And then we'll take you home. You got a home, ain't you, honey? Honey?
My husband has a father.
Of course he's got a daddy, darling. And we're gonna take you to him just as soon as you feel like going. Come on now. Now you stay with Mamie. She's going to make everything all right. You'll see it's going to be all right. Come on now. That's my girl. Well, where's the liquor? Come on. Here we go. Now lay yourself down, honey. Give me that pillow. That's it. Lay yourself down, baby.
I don't know where my husband's father lives. Somewhere near here, but
Well, you know him, don't you? Well, now, never mind. You just lay down and rest, and we'll find him just as soon as you feel like looking. And meanwhile, you got a home with us just as long as you want to stay. Now, you close them pretty blue eyes of yours. And Mamie's going to take good care of you. Just like a mother. Like your very own mother.
Snakes is only snakes according to which side of the fence they's on. Well, go ahead, say it, damn you.
Was you expecting me to say something, Billy?
That boy down there, he didn't think like me. He had himself a woman, and a woman like that gives a man ambition. No matter how much she'd argue against it, one day, for sure, he'd come a-looking. Maybe next time his guns don't slip,
And I can't afford to take no chances on one day turning out to be a rabbit, right?
Well, it was your party, Billy.
Yeah, you bet. From start to finish. Only man's gonna cut down William C. Coots. Better try it from the back. That sure as hell is the truth, ain't it, boys? Just move on out, a little farther than usual. And keep that distance.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, miss.